Hey, how y'all doing today? You having a good week? Well, I hope so. Today I want to talk to you all about security systems, particularly one that's called Vivint. Now, I would not recommend the security system, and I'll tell you why. They give you the runaround when you're trying to cancel an account that, for example, say someone in your life passed away and they had a security account with them. And you've been named the executor or administrator of the account, and their estate, you're trying to cancel the account because you have no use for it. They want to give you the runaround from passing you off from phone call to phone call to phone call. So I would strongly recommend, if you had the need for a security system, not to go with Vivint. They're a joke. Their equipment is shoddy, subpar by on many accounts. And when you are not happy with their service and you call to complain, well, let's just put it to you this way. They talk to you like you're an idiot. And then they try to convince you to stay with the product, even though you have said time and time again that you want out of it. Personally, I don't really think that anybody really needs a security system. All you need is a good handgun and protect yourself at all times in your home. Now that I've gotten that little rant out of my system, hope you all having a great day and enjoying yourselves. If you're new to Jats World and you like the content I provide here, hit that subscribe button, the like button, and tell all your friends about Jats World. Now here you'll find exploring videos, commentary, and story time with Jack from time to time, which I am currently working on a few new little projects. Storytime with Jack and the full episodes will be up on the website, jackbaxton.com. Tune in there starting next week. We have brand new content in store for you. I think you're going to like it. Now, the first story that we're going to be diving into that I've been writing for a while takes place at sea. And the audio from it, if you love stories and you like to dive into like audio type, book type content, you'll love Storytime with Jack. Guaranteed. It's funny. In all my years of being on YouTube and making content and exploring Second Life, I have encountered a lot of interesting people. Some will sit there and make you scratch your head like, what in the world was that all about? Or how did I get there? Or how did I find myself in this particular type of situation? But I guess we can all say about that in every walk of life. If you get out there and you put yourself out there and you explore, even in the real, just take little trips or what have you, you will meet some fascinating people. Sometimes for one encounter, sometimes you'll develop even strong friendships. The possibilities are endless. So take my advice when I sit there and say, for a lot of you all that have a tendency to stay in your little skybox in world and you don't want to go out all that much, bite the bullet. Take a teleport out into some unknown little piece of Second Life and really explore. Open yourself up to being able to meet new and interesting people. But that doesn't mean be careless. Always be careful and keep your mind about yourself. As a truck goes driving by, pay no attention to that. Now, my goal here in Second Life is to just, when I originally came to Second Life, was to broaden my horizons. find interesting sims and people to inspire my writing. And over the course of the years, it has. It's inspired a lot. And I've made some very, very dear friends. And I've had some wild adventures. So wild that I won't even get into it with you on air. But trust me, Second Life is a wonderful place if you just use common sense. Now, in the world today, doesn't seem to be a whole lot of common sense out there anymore. There really doesn't. But that doesn't mean that we had to bow down to the stupidity of places like Vivint in the real world, where their security systems are completely out of whack. Yes, I'm going to be on a little bit on a security system kick for a little while because, quite honestly, my experience with dealing with them earlier today has been frustrating. Very frustrating. And it just shows me more and more how much common sense is lacked in the real world. Even in the virtual world like Second Life, you run into people that don't seem to have any common sense at all. For those of y'all that are tuning in now, welcome. Hope you're having a great day. For those of y'all that are going to be tuned in later on, and you might watch this in a rebroadcast. I opened up the stream by talking about security systems, and one in particular called Vivint. Now, I would not recommend anybody going with them, because like I said, they'll give you the runaround. Well, and their technology is not really worth it. You'll be playing an arm and leg for nothing. And then you'll be going round and round in circles once you decide to try to cancel the account. Now, as far as Second Life is concerned, well, you always got your security orbs and whatnot. But I want to sit there and ask you all a question, and I want you to really give this some thought before you answer it. What is it you come to Second Life for, and what is it you have gotten out of it so far in your experiences? I mean, some of you all come into Second Life looking for that next great passion, like romance or thrills and chills. For those of y'all that are looking for something interesting to get into in Second Life, let me suggest going out and exploring art galleries, poetry readings. Excuse me, you don't have to go through all the adult type scenarios. And what I mean by adult, I mean the exotic roleplay to keep it PG to a certain point. I mean, all you're going to really do is find in those little encounters people that want to play with your head and try to get something out of you. That doesn't mean that all people are bad in that way. Like I said in previous streams and videos before, you can make some very meaningful relationships there if you cultivate them the right way. Sadly, I've seen a decline in the way we interact with each other as a people. And it has even drifted in from the real world into Second Life. Now, people hardly interact with each other anymore. And when you sit there and you IM them and say, hey, how you doing? Long time no see. Sometimes you get a response. Sometimes it's like pulling like teeth. Then you you even have some of the encounters, let's say, for example, somebody you hadn't seen in weeks to a month. Then they pop up on your friends list out of the blue. Okay, you read their profile just to get reacquainted. Then you hit them up with an IM. And they act like they don't even remember you at times. That's happened more than once to a bunch of people that I know, myself included. But do not let that get to you. Friendship is a delicate thing. It's like a flower. If you nurture it, give it water, it will blossom into a beautiful, beautiful thing. However, don't be chasing after bad actors. Now, what I mean by that is, if someone is showing you an interest, a genuine interest in trying to get to know you better, then by all means take that opportunity to break the ice and talk to them, and you might get a good friend out of it. But if they are acting like they don't want to have anything to do with you, then move on. Do something else with your time during that day. I've seen and heard a lot of y'all come to me off camera and then and you're talking about this, that, and the other. And you've actually asked me on many occasions, why doesn't so and so interact with me more? Well, I can't really answer that specifically, but I can say it as a whole. People tend to get wrapped up in their own little world. Okay, that doesn't really mean that they're bad people. They just could be going through something in their own personal lives that makes them feel like they can't really trust anymore. And you got to give them time to get over that. But don't see, there's a balance here. There's a delicate balance you got to walk. It's like walking a tightrope. You got to give them the space to heal over whatever it is they're dealing with. But don't pull so far back that they don't think you care. Because a lot of people, when they find out that somebody's dealing with something, they tend to go to a default reaction of, well, I don't want to bother them, I don't want to disturb them. Sometimes that's what they need, whether they want to admit it or not. They need somebody in their ear, for lack of a better word, to help bring them out of their funk, or to give them a distraction from time to time. Because if they don't get a distraction, people as a whole, you'll fall into a deeper depression. You become withdrawn, you become more angry and jaded, for lack of a better word. Now, I don't want to, there's a lot of you all out there that will come to this video later on, or you might even tune in while I'm still live. You know exactly what I'm referring to. You've been there, done that. We've talked about it on many different levels. Now, I want to talk to you about dealing with loss for just a moment. For those of y'all that know me personally, you know that I've been dealing with loss here lately. I'm not going to get into too much detail about it because the ones that are close to me already know what I've been dealing with and how upside down the world has gotten to a certain point. But what I want to talk to you about is how you might be dealing with your own loss if you're dealing with a loss. Now, it could be a loss of a friendship. It could be a passing within your family, a death, the end of a romantic relationship, or being betrayed by somebody that you thought was a friend, thought that you could lean on. Those times can really mess with your head. I know, I get it. You know, we've all been there. But if you're going to sit there and use Second Life as a platform to relax and have fun, don't take it too seriously in here. Because a lot of people will say what they want you to hear just to get what they want. Then once they get what they want, they begin to pull back. Or they start showing you a different side of their personality, and you begin to start wondering where the hell that came from. Look, life is hard. When you feel overwhelmed, take a few minutes. Stop and smell the flowers. Stop and look out your window if you're in your home. And enjoy the sunlight. Enjoy life overall. It's not always going to be filled with fun and games and happiness. That's not how life goes. But how you deal with the downside is going to determine how well you're going to be overall. You know, people need people. Plain and simple. You need that emotional connection, even on a friend level. In a lot of ways, to a certain degree, we are our brother's keeper. But we're not meant to be fools. And away, throwing away our time on useless stuff or people that don't want to be in your life. You can't make them stay in your life. You can't force somebody to like you. So I would strongly suggest if you're encountering a situation where you can't understand why somebody's not liking you, say, oh well, move on. That's their problem, not your problem per se. Because you're a wonderful person. You've got skills you might not know that you have at any given time. But they're there. And you know somebody's going to be always thinking about you, even if you don't realize it or not. So getting back to the original topic, security systems. They can even go into an emotional security system where you put yourself behind a couple of walls just to keep yourself safe. And that's fine. That is fine. And we all should do that to a certain degree. However, don't do it to the point to where you're cutting yourself off from the outside world. All right, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that particular subject. I know some of y'all were needing to hear stuff like that. You really do. Keep smiling, keep happy, and enjoy the sun that's on your face. For at the end of the day, when the rain comes and the sun goes down, you will be blessed with another day if it's God's will. And when you are blessed with another day, embrace it. Y'all have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, yeah.